Hey, Dutrow Dolphin fourth graders. In this video, I'm going to be showing you one of the activities. This one is called the interview. So let's go ahead and get my screen up with the directions. So for the interview, if you choose to do this activity, it's going to be interviewing someone, an older family member, and they have a lot of stories to tell about events in their lives. So you're supposed to contact a family member and interview them about a memorable time in their childhood. Then write a letter to a friend describing the family member. So the first thing you need to do is interview your family member, okay? Then you're going to write a letter describing the family member. So they give you some examples of things you could ask. Like, what was your earliest childhood memory? What was your favorite toy? Why? Did you have any pets? Who is your best friend? What's your proudest moment? So I'm going to show you an example of how this could look. So if you were to interview a family member, like you're going to do, the first thing that you should start with is just some notes as you're interviewing them. So it wouldn't be your letter yet. So during the interview, you're going to want to take some notes, okay? So let's say that I'm interviewing my mom. So I'm just going to write mom and circle it. Okay, I'm going to look back at my notes and see, okay, what can I ask my mom? I could ask her, what is her earliest childhood memory? All right, so I would write something like childhood memory. So that's a question I'm asking her. And I'm going to just make up something because I'm not going to interview her right now, but if I were to, I would guess she would say something about school. So in kindergarten. Now remember, these are notes. They're not going to look pretty. It can look messy because this is not your final draft. This is just when you're doing the interview itself. Sorry, the camera was not really on me. There we go. Okay, so this is just notes. In kindergarten, she fell on the playground and cried. Her teacher made her feel much better with a Band-Aid. Okay, so I'm writing details. See, it's a little bit messy. That's okay because you're just taking notes while you're giving that interview. So that's one question that I ask. Now let's say I'm asking about pets when she was a kid. So I'm going to write pets. And then she tells me she had 3 cats as a child. And you could go into detail of what those cats look like. Excuse me, any memories that your mom or whoever you're interviewing, in this situation, my mom, had about the cats, that kind of thing. So let's say I finish my interview. I probably have a decent amount of information written down, especially if you ask all of those questions. Then I'm going to write it into a letter. So you're writing it to your friend, so you would choose your friend. I'm going to say, my close friend is my friend Christy. I'm going to say, Dear Christy. And then I'm going to tell her what I did. I interviewed, and this you should write a little bit neater. If you can type it, you totally can do that too. It's good to get practice on the computer. My her childhood recently. She told me a lot of cool facts that I like to share with you. Okay, so I just started out with an introduction, right? I said, I interviewed my mom about her childhood recently. She told me a lot of cool facts that I'd like to share with you. So you could either start with, remember we're doing paragraphs, so let's sum up one more sentence about the summary of what you're going to talk about in your letter. She had a lot of interesting things happen. Okay, now I'm going to start my new paragraph with the first thing that I asked her in my interview. So the childhood memory, I would write almost the same as what she told me, right? In kindergarten, she fell. Okay, and then I'm going to keep writing. So you are going to write this in pencil so that you can fix any mistakes, like how I just accidentally wrote feel instead of fell. I would want a pencil so I could erase it and make it look nicer. So you would write your interview down in a letter to your friend, okay? So that's the final step for this activity of the interview. Feel free to ask your teacher any questions. Get your parents to email them if you have any questions about this one activity. We're going to keep doing other videos with all the other activities, but this one's just about the interview if you choose to do it. All right. I'll see you all later.